And I'm back. Welcome to another episode of Out of the Darkness and Into the Light. I'm your host again, Don Bell, and we're right outside here in nature, natural. Say hello to nature. Hi, nature. Say hello to natural. Hi, natural. Today is another beautiful day in the house of the Lord. It's a beautiful day in the house of the Lord, and we're just going to admire the house of the Lord today. We're just going to talk about some things that we've talked about in the past, and those things that we have talked about in the past, you know what those things are. We're talking about love. We're talking about love. We're remembering that the scripture says that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Good thing God stepped up to the plate, because the condition of the world today, I don't believe I would have gave my only begotten Son. I have an only begotten Son, and I don't know. I've come across a lot of people in my travels, and I don't think they were worthy of me giving up my only begotten Son. But that's beside the point. It's another beautiful day out here in nature, out here in natural. And we're just going to talk briefly this morning. We're going to talk a little brief about love, showing love today. Once again, this is another Sunday morning video. And of course, a lot of people, let's say 80% of the population is going to their particular choice or their particular place of worship, and they're going to acknowledge this great creator. They're going to acknowledge God, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, whoever it is, Allah. We also said that just because the name sounds different, we're all talking about the same universal God. He's the God of the universe, because in the beginning, he created the heavens and the earth. And as the scripture states, which is a whole nother teaching in itself, and we'll get to that teaching one day, but it says, and the earth was void, without form, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God said, let there be light. And then there was light. And then God saw the light, and the light was good. Namaste, God. Good show, God. Greatest artist on the planet, as you can see. The greatest artist on the planet. And even back here, where the rain has gathered and created such a little puddle, the noise that you're hearing is a drainage here to my left. And if it's not some sound of nature, it's something, right, in my outside videos. But that's because we're out here in nature. And nature doesn't care if I'm making a video, and nature doesn't care if the sound of my video is recorded on my video. Nature doesn't care. Oh, man, that's a huge dragonfly. I wish he would fly this direction. And we can, oh, he's going to do it. Oh, he's just about to do it. I shouldn't have took the earpiece out of my ear. He was just about to fly across this direction. You can see how big he is. I call the dragonflies the helicopters of the insect world. The helicopters of the insect world. And the reason I say that, because we can see the obvious adaptation that man has for airplanes. They saw a bird flying and they was just wondering, hey man, I wish we could do that. Remembering how we used to be in another state of being where he came. Did you see it? I hope you saw him. But the dragonflies, the helicopters of the insect world. But we were talking about the birds as well, and how we see birds in flight, and we see birds can take off and land. And in the other outdoor video we did, there was an unfortunate mishap of nature where the wind was blowing so strong the previous day that it blew down one of the birds' nests. Remember, I was talking about how a bird, when he builds the nest, he don't build it on the, he builds it on a strong branch, but he also goes out further to the weakest branch. which becomes like an alarm system for that bird. So if any predator is crawling on that branch, and if the bird's in the nest, of course his senses, he's got senses, he'll sense it, but he'll also know and can identify there's a predator on that branch where his nest is attached to. And in that nest, would be the baby birds or the eggs of the baby bird. But also that nest is created in the V of the branch, and it's woven so precise, man. It's just, man, if you just take a look at it, if you think of cobweb or spider web is amazing. Look at the structure of a bird's nest. Sometimes, I know around this time in springtime, we'll see birds gathering twigs and pieces of cloth and pieces of tissue, and that's to construct their nest. And they're building their nest. They found a solid or strong foundation in which they could raise the baby birds. Almost said baby chicks. I hope baby birds are not raising baby chicks. But if they are raising baby chicks, good going, birds. But anyway, we noticed that also in aerodynamics. The aerodynamics of an airplane was created by studying the aerodynamics of a bird in flight and a bird landing. And all the particular behavior of a bird's wing and the bird's tail feather is the same behavior of an airplane's wing with the flaps and the tail of the bird with the rudder. And so we learn a lot from nature. We learn an awful lot from nature. As a matter of fact, if you just take time out to just admire nature and look at nature and see, I guarantee you'll learn something from nature. A yellow butterfly just flew by. I don't know if you saw him neither, but that was the story about the caterpillar making the transformation. And he starts out as a caterpillar, and then he latches this real strong silk thread to a branch, and he kind of rappels up that thread, and he gets to a certain point where I guess it's safe enough for him not to be plucked by a bird, because birds eat caterpillars too. And speaking of caterpillars, there's a certain species of caterpillars that will camouflage themselves to look like a moth caterpillar or a butterfly's caterpillar that has this nasty taste. That's the good butterfly. And then there's the caterpillars in the insect world that's okay for a bird to eat. So those caterpillars have adopted the behavior or the coloring of the caterpillar that's bad to eat, or not bad to eat, but tastes bad. And the birds know that he tastes terrible. Remember, anything green that tastes terrible is good for us. And the bird knows that he can identify it by that color, and he says, nope, not going to eat that one because he tastes terrible. I'm looking for the one that tastes yummy, that tastes great. And the ones that actually do taste yummy and taste great, they go around in the insect world and they camouflage themselves to look like the other butterfly or the other caterpillar that don't taste great. And remember, once again, the caterpillar, he got this thread, real strong thread, silk thread that he attaches himself, and he repels up that thread till he gets to a certain point where he's safe from being eaten by the predators. And then after that, he spins this cocoon. And he stays in the cocoon. And if you interrupt that process of him cocooning, you'll ruin the caterpillar's life. And we think we're doing him a favor, but we're not. But once again, once he stays so many weeks in that cocoon, he comes back as a butterfly. He went from crawling to flying. And that's a lesson that nature can teach us. We can go from crawling to flying. Don't you want to go from crawling to flying? I was also just kind of listening. I thought I heard some wildlife here. There's a lot of wild rabbits that come out. They have a burrow right over here. If you can see where I'm pointing, they have a burrow right over here. And a lot of times they're out this time of morning eating the grass that's the surrounding area. They're eating the grass and whatever else they eat. I'm pretty sure they don't eat bugs, but I know that they probably eat the grass and the little flowers and the When I was a kid, we called it sweetgrass, or sweetgrass. I'm pretty sure that's what they're eating. But anyway, getting back to our good morning and our lesson today, or our teaching for the day. And that teaching is we're going to have to work on love a little bit more. I have to work on love a little bit more. So I know if I have to work on love a little bit more, I'm quite sure you have to work on love a little bit more. I have to work on loving people a little bit more, and I'm quite sure you have to work on loving people a little bit more. If the scripture says God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, he didn't discriminate. He chose to love the whole world. So if he can love the whole world, I'm sure we can love our neighbors, we can love our friends, we can love our significant other, we can love our children. And love is the key. Love is the key. Many artists have produced songs, and love is the key. I think Stevie Wonder did one, said songs in the key of life. And I always used to say songs in the key of love by mistake. But hey, songs in the key of love. I have plenty of songs that talks about love. I have songs that says give love, and what kind of love has the Father bestowed upon us that we shall be called the sons and daughters of God. And so love is the key. Love is the key. I'm going to always emphasize and stress that, because not only am I reminding you, I'm also reminding me that love is the key. Need to give more love, need to show more love, and also appreciate the love that you are given, or the love that you receive, whatever level that love is. If you can barely measure that measure of love, and it's just an eyedropper full, take it, take it, take it. Or it could be as wide as the ocean, as deep as the blue sea. Take it, take it, take it. Take it, take it, take it. But love is the key. And remember, I told you, you take the word love and you scramble those 4 letters and you spell E-V-O-L. That's the root word, from the root word to evolve. Evolve. If you can evolve in love, you're guaranteed to evolve in life. And if you evolve in life, then I told you that word life spells scrambled file, F-I-L-E. So if you evolve in love, you'll evolve in life. Now look at your file. And this is the thing where we're saying, and so your name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life, and so forth and so on. But look at your file. Do you want a good file, or do you want a bad file? We all have files. Even criminals in the criminal justice system, they have a file. They have a jacket, a jacket, and in that jacket is any run-ins that they've had with the law, and any docket that says they violated some particular law or some particular statute. It's a file. They used to say a rap sheet. Rap sheet's arm long. We hope your rap sheet is arm length long, but I hope it's an arm length long full of love. So just remember, this has been another episode of Bell Enterprises Studios Music. Out of the darkness into the light. And I always forget, because I'm always used to doing films and videos and footage, and never giving or plugging my own personal stuff. But this is my personal video. I give myself permission to plug my website, my music that's on the website, and that website is ReverbNation.com. And all you have to do in the search window on the top left is search my name, Donald Bell, and the last name is spelled B-E-L-L-E. You can do the same thing on YouTube, and you'll hear some of my music, and it'll also redirect you back to Bell Enterprises Studios Music, out of the darkness and into the light. So really, I hope you take the message serious today. It's not a bunch of whooping and hollering and Jesus did this and Jesus did that. No much said Jesus, but we're talking about love. That's all we were talking about today. That's all I wanted to talk about today, because everybody needs love. Even the flowers need love. That's Marvin Gaye. And even the babies need love. Oh, God's children need love. So this has been another episode of Out of the Darkness and Into the Light. I just love the way that sounds, man.